Hello there, everyone, and a very lovely good morning to you. Before we even proceed with the telling of my story today and all other information and learning and understanding that is within me, take a moment. I'm looking at the camera, looking at myself. Appreciate you. Look at yourself, I ask. Go in the mirror, look at yourself. Look at yourself throughout your journey. There's many a times I've looked at myself in the mirror. Not now, but through my journey. And the tears would stream. The brokenness was there. The shatteredness was there. I looked on the floor, on the ground, spiritually, supernaturally, and saw myself shattered on the ground in bits and pieces, trying to figure out how am I going to put myself back together again. How? Just how am I going to do that? And then came the Most High God, letting me know that if you take my hand, that I will help you. If you stay within me, in my heart, in my essence, in my presence, in my eminence, within me, I will help you. I can look at myself now. I can smile. I never thought, honestly, I would be able to laugh in life because life was so difficult for me from childhood. For many years, many years, I had many breakthroughs, and like I said before, rebirths without even have to pass away and possibly come back here and do it all over again. Okay? So I'd like to talk about something today. Boundaries. As I am telling my story, and the story is very serious, and it's to help people. There are so many people out there alone, broken, and by themselves in so many situations and circumstances from many ages. My age, older, younger, all the way down to even children and in between. There has been creepy crawlers, that I call them, coming in to try to disrupt and disturb. Okay, I want to talk about the creepy crawlers. I also want to talk about vulnerability. When you are in a place, in a state when you are not healed or healthy, and it's okay that you're there because of what you went through in life, you're vulnerable because you want the help, you want the love, you want the understanding, you want the caring, you want to get answers, you want people to care. But the problem is you need to be very careful because, see, when you're in that place, you're not able to have the clarity that you need within yourself to understand that you shouldn't go that way, or trust that being, or trust that person, or trust that energy, or trust that entity, whether it's human or not. When you don't clear out within the trauma, the impact of it on your mind, your subconscious is okay. Your conscious mind is what is taking this all in. Your being is taking it all in. Your heart, your organs, your emotion, your blood, everything is taking, every part of you is taking in all of that trauma. So when you're trying to find relief and help and answers and understanding, and you reach out to people, unfortunately, a lot of people have not even got the solidarity of the understanding within themselves, never mind being able to give it to you. Okay, distractions. Then we have people that are so evil. They hear your live or they see you and they decide they want to go do whatever they call it, evil things with your picture, your face, and things of that sort. But I'm going to tell you this, people, be very careful who you are reaching out to, who you are trusting in, and who you are believing. Until you have that solidarity within yourself and that Oh, I forgot to watch the time. I brought my little clock in. See, here's my little clock. See, here's my little clock. Okay. All right. So I have to watch the time. I'm sure I came in. Let's say I came on at 9:11. Okay. Oh, yeah, shebang. When you're not able or at the place that you're cleared within from the trauma to understand and hear the intelligence, to know the impressions, to hear the inspiration, to hear the common sense within yourself, to know what to trust, you must be very, very, very careful. Once you get the solidarity within yourself, I'm going to let you know this. There is nothing and no one in anything that can take it away. I have creepy crawlers trying to come in for whatever their reasons are, and I already know what their objective is. Their objective is not to help, but to cause disarray, dissension, confusion, chaos, to get into your energy, to get into your mind, to get into your aura, to get into your life, to change the narrative of exactly who you are and what it took for you to get to be where you are, to be who you are. It doesn't mean you have to fear them, but it means that you have to be aligned within, aligned with divinity, the Most High Creator, and all its supernatural help that it has for you. This is very, very important. Knowing your boundaries, knowing that you need to put boundaries up within yourself, in your mind, in your subconscious, in your aura, in your hemisphere, within yourself. Because you have people out here that want to disrupt, destroy, kill, and disturb you without even mercy, because they think that they have that right. And they don't have that right. And the reason why people do this is either because they're evil themselves and they don't understand what love is and humanitarianism is and humanity is. Okay? You have people in your lives, on your day, maybe on your job, you could be in the market, that just come in and want to disturb and disrupt and come in your boundaries in your hemisphere and get into your mind and get into your being and get into your blood and your energy, into your heart. And guess what? Do not enter. Once you become in a place of solidarity, and it's a process, you will learn how to work with your mind and your subconscious, which is connected straight to spirit. I'm not saying that the rest of your body isn't, but up in there is where all the major, how can I say it, highly evolved information comes from. But you cannot receive it and apply it when you're in the state like Humpty Dumpty fell. And he couldn't get put back together again. But you can be put back together again. People need to understand the boundaries. People have passive-aggressive behavior. They have manipulation. They have deception. There is so many energies out there that are within people that are not for your good. And when people understand what is for their good, they will not give that to you. Okay? They will not deceive you. If they're not sharing and they're not being transparent, then something is very wrong. You must be very, very careful. When you are reaching out for help, ponder over that. Does it connect within? Is there a disturbance? Is there a disruption? Listen to the intelligence coming in that is talking to you so that you can understand exactly how to maneuver yourself. Your best friend is yourself. And what and who you are connected to that is magnificent, that is beautiful and wondrous, okay? And this is very important, because as you heal, you will learn how to protect yourself. You will learn how to protect yourself against humans, their energy, entities, supernatural, because everything in the spiritual realm is not good. Everything that comes in your presence is not good. And you'll need to be able to identify that and know how to go within yourself and put up a standard with the Most High Creator, because it can put up a standard for you, but it's important for you to understand how to do that for yourself, and it is indeed a process, okay, my loves? Take time to love you and appreciate you, no matter what stage you are in life, okay? Because let me tell you, I was in some stages in life that, look it. But because of the connection that I had as a young child and heard the intelligence and knew it was there and knew it was of good. And you want to know how that happened too? I had to make a decision long time ago, and probably this was more when I was more about 18, 19. Even when I was younger, I knew that I did not want to be like most people, the people that were doing the abuse to me. I didn't want to have their mindset. I didn't want to have what is in their heart. I didn't want to have what was in their energy. I didn't want to have all those negative energies, even though they were put inside of me, and I had to overcome all of those. It's been quite a journey. Like I said, I really didn't completely get there till about 50. We can say from 50 till now, my life and my inner self has been, how can I say this? Fluent and the good and the greater aspect of me and energies in life and understanding and mental and emotional and spirit and heart and mind and subconscious and listening and hearing and receiving and trusting and believing and knowing that I am capable. So I want to share another part of the story. Love. If you don't understand what true love is and really what that is from the aspect of the Creator, the divine God, and even Christ, Jesus Christ, yes, I said it, Jesus Christ. I'm going to tell you, Jesus Christ is so loving and kind and beautiful and helping and heals and so heartfelt. That doesn't mean that you forget that there is an almighty, majestic creator, okay? And I'm going to tell you this. You can go straight to the creator yourself, because the creator is the life that is within you, which is why you are here. And that's a whole nother subject, why we are all here. We are all here for a particular reason. When it is said that your life and your journey has a reason, yes, it does. But in order for you to truly understand that reason and who you are, it's important to clear out all the pain and the trauma, the negative imprints on your mind, the abuse that was done to your body, your mind, yourself, your heart, that got within your blood and in your being. And let me tell you this, you have DNA in you. That's connected to the Most High Creator. These are things that you are going to learn, that you can call on, that you can bring into fruition, that is within you and that already exists. It already exists, but until you clear that out, you are not going to be able to understand the fullness of that. I had to choose. I chose love. I didn't choose money. I didn't choose success. I didn't choose any of those things, because what was going on in my life, if I didn't choose love to help and heal myself and find the greatest of me and the greatest of majesty that exists in all its intelligence, and those are a whole nother arena that we will go into in the future. I was really excited to come on and talk to everybody today. So I'm going to tell, I chose love. I didn't choose money. I didn't choose houses and cars and jewelry and Coach bags. Not to tell you, I love me some Coach bags. I think Coach is beautiful. It's not like I need 50,000 of them, but a couple here and there Coach is very beautiful. These things are beautiful, but there's nothing more beautiful. There is nothing more important than you. You make those things. But if you don't have a you to make those things, what is the point? That you're like driving around and existing as the things on the outside that you have and that you're putting on has more relevance than you do. No, you have that. You are the most important things. These things don't make you. I heard somebody say yesterday that the first thing in the morning they do is they get up and have their coffee, and if they don't have their coffee, their day isn't right. Let me be careful what you're saying, my loves. Be conscious with yourself and know that you are you. We are the highest form of life and intelligence and spirit that exists here. Okay, you are, I am, we are. Coffee, bags, clothes, shoes, these extra things that we have. Yes, we do need food. I understand that it's important to eat food. It's important to drink water. But these extra things don't make you. The first thing I do when I get up and when I wake up, I acknowledge that I woke up today. I acknowledge that I'm awake. I acknowledge me. Well, hi, Tammy. How are you? How you doing? I acknowledge morning. I acknowledge the beauty of nature. I acknowledge the fact that I'm here another day. I embrace that with a positive mindset. Okay? I become intact with myself. I become intact with my subconscious, my conscious, my heart, my mind. What am I thinking? How am I feeling? Did I have any dreams? Do I need to remember those things? Did I remember those things? I connect with the Most High Creator. I connect with the birds. I connect with the energy that I want to be in the day. Okay, yes, I go get my coffee, but do you think that coffee has relevance over who you are? Absolutely not. Do you think the TV has relevance over who you are? Absolutely not. Do you think the news has relevance over who you are? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These things do not have relevance over who you are. You are the most important being, gift to yourself to acknowledge in the morning, and all the other things are extra. Even if you happen to not have a roof over your head, because I was out there with my daughter in the streets. We lived in hallways. I would put her in drawers. We would sleep in gas stations where I worked. I mean, it was quite a journey out there. But you know what? When she was birthed, it gave me a determination to give to her what I didn't have, even though I was on the journey to healing myself and understanding. I remember being 20 years old, and I sat and I focused, and I said, okay, there were things in my DNA and my character from from the bloodline. And I remember going in supernaturally and spiritually and literally taking them out and getting rid of them and not giving permission to come back. What type of mind? Who did I want to be? Why did I want to be that way? In spite of all the trauma that I had experienced even young. And then what happens? Life is happening, okay? Well, you're happening on the journey of your healing, your wholeness, and completeness. There was a lot to deal with. I didn't have a mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, none of that. I still don't. But you know what? I have me and your spiritual team, which is the Most High Creator, and all that it will reveal to you is always there for you and with you. You are never alone, and you can find comfort within yourself. Okay, you can find peace and solidarity within yourself. In spite of that, there was many years that, like, I would have my daughter go to her father's. That's a whole nother story there. Or there was a time like I had met my birth mother, and that's a whole story too. And there was times that I had my daughter there not knowing what was going on behind the scenes, because see, what I didn't understand is the things that people do to children and other people without taking absolutely any responsibility for what they're doing and the damage they're doing. And see, I never conceived that people would do the things that they do. I never knew that. And I had to come into the understanding of literally what people are capable of doing and what they will do. If they are broken people, they are not healed people, they are people in trauma, or they keep allowing others in their life full of trauma, how in the world could they give to your child the best thing that you have within yourself? See, I didn't know all of these things. It happened with my daughter's father. I'm going to tell you that story. It even happened with my mother. And my daughter revealed the things that my mother did. And it wasn't sexual abuse with my mother, things of that sort. It was just the way that she treated her, which was despicable. Had I known that, trust me, I would have stopped it right away. One thing about my daughter and my granddaughter, what you don't do is cross the line of my bloodline. That's an absolute no-no, because as mother, that came from within me. And if I love me, I love them. Okay? That's important. No matter what is going on in their life or my life, I love them. I will always love them. Okay? Always, always, always love them. That doesn't mean I'm able to protect them from everything. Once they become of age and go on their own journey, you have to be able to let go and let God place them in God's hands and go on your journey. You must stay on your journey. And that's another subject for us to talk about, because being able to do these things is not easy. It's the same as when you're going through your healing journey, facing the things that you had to go through to face within to get to where you are is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I remember I used to write journals upon journals upon journals and study and study and study and write. Spent time in prayer, spent time in nature, and prayer is just another way of transmuting, talking to the Most High Creator and all of it that loves you, to transmute those things and those energies and those thoughts out of your mind. I remember, even with the abuse, there's so much to talk about. I'm so excited to talk to everyone about my journey, and the time is now. I want to also encourage anybody out there, everybody, even if you are not in the fullness of completion of healing from your trauma, the impact of the trauma that has happened to you in life. If you have a story to tell, tell the story. Tell your story. Tell your overcoming. Okay? Tell how you've defied all odds, because at this particular point in my life, you couldn't even imagine how many odds I have defied. Defied, Kuriabasa, because I am a crystalline, perfect, pure being in my origin, in its origin, original origin. Okay? It's just that when you come into this human existence, it kind of changes the origin of you that still exists within you and still exists where you came from. You exist. And a matter of fact, you will never stop existing. You can't never let anything interfere into your mind, into your being, into your blood, into your soul, your birthright, to change that, okay? And there are many opposing forces here on this realm. And let me tell you, they are amplified and megafied, okay? And they are not, they are not staying still or shutting up, and neither should you, okay? Neither should you shut up, or you should stay still. That doesn't mean you go and knock them all out. And there may be times you might have to with the things that are going on, but you don't go out there and create that. That's a whole nother issue. That you don't go out there and create that. You must learn self-control, control of your mind, control of your thoughts, control of your emotions. And I think that's in Corinthians in the Bible and in Ephesians. The gifts and the fruits of the Spirit. It does make sense, okay? I esteem to have these things. I went through everything I had to go through to stabilize these characteristics and qualities. There are things that are always going to be around you to try to snatch and take and confuse and manipulate and trick you out of that. That's why it's important for you to have a solidarity within yourself so you can speak from within, speak in your power, speak in your essence, speak in your eminence, okay? To defend and protect you, because you have a right to do that, but it doesn't mean you do it in vulgarity. Oh, self-control. Oh, okay. I'm just saying that's part of the process. So I remember as a child, when I talk about my adopted mother and the abuse, there was times, I always wondered, she passed away now, but she made peace with me when she passed away in a spiritual way. And it was very, very beautiful. She made peace with me. And it was just very beautiful. I'll never forget what she said. And remember, you have your higher self, which is connected to the highest of all things, okay? And it loves you. Your highest self, your pristine self, outside of you having the human experience here, loves you. If you want inspiration, you want support, you want help, you must believe that it is there for you, okay? You must be able to see it and pay attention because it can show up in so many ways. You must be able to recognize it on your journey. And one thing the Most High, the most high Creator has taught me, keep going, keep moving, keep going, because I am a continual. You are a continual, and you will continue to find me on your journey because I am still there. So she had this whip. It was an animal whip, the kind that you use in the circus. And she used to whip me with it. To this day, I've always wondered, where in the world did she get that animal? I'm telling you, like the kind of whips they use in slavery days and on the animals with the tigers and the lions to keep them in control. She used to whip me with that. So I got whipped like slavery days, okay? The marks and the bruises, all shoe heels, them spike heels through my blood, hit with them, holes in my body. She used to burn my fingers. Burn my hands, with fire, bind my hands to burn them. One day she broke my fingers and had me to wash the dishes. I mean, it was just so much going on. But the thing about me saying this part, I'm watching the time, is see, I understood love because the Most High Creator in Christ, Horabakasa, what a beautiful being, the mercy lamb. But the Most High Creator, because see, I want it all. Every bit of you, not just bits and pieces and parts, but all. I went on a journey making sure that I found you and you found me, but you was already there. But I had to clear to open up all my understanding and all my abilities and capabilities to receive, okay? So, because I was understanding love and I chose, even as a small child, that I don't want to be like that. Okay? That you have to make a choice. Well, you don't have to. I'm so sorry. I don't like to say that to people. It's good to make a choice. What do you want to be? Do you want to be a good being, or do you want to not be that way and you want to go through your life doing to others what was done to you and not healing? Okay, that's very important. And then you need to understand why you want to choose that. If you choose to go the negative way, why? If you choose to go the positive way of love, why? See, I knew why I wanted to go that way. And so even as a young child, even though I didn't comprehend everything, my spirit and my inner self was receiving that. Okay, I was being encompassed with that love that was always around and flourishing within me. So she gave her children everything. There was a time that I was so hurt and broken because like they got to go to all kinds of things, activities in college, and really understand finances in life and understand life itself and how to survive and how to maneuver through life, how to be responsible across the board. I didn't get any of that. And so she would tell me there would be days, and then she would tell me that she was in a struggle, in a war, because she adopted me. Now, mind you, she adopted me to beat the white blood out of me because I was part of the devil. I was told that all the time as a young child. A young child, can you even imagine being told? And the fact that I can say this story without crying or breaking down or feel the rage or feel the anger of that is such a beautiful thing. I may cry a tear, but you know why I cry that tear? Because I have overcome. I have defied the odds. Look at me. I am beautiful. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are greater than your trauma. So she used to sit there and say to me, I've given my kids everything. Everything. I've done everything for them. But they take me for granted. I didn't understand that all the time because all I saw was, my goodness, they get everything. Like I told you, I was a great skater. Anything I was good at that she did put me in for whatever reason, she took it away, snatched it all away. I was on Disney. I went to the Disney studios, things like that. Almost got picked. I remember that even in the church. I had a beautiful voice to sing. And there was no support there. Imagine all that trauma and then all these people and them telling me this and that, you can sing, you can join this, you can get in this and that. So she would allow me to get in certain things, but I never had the structure and the stability or the support, to process me being a child and trauma and processing these gifts in me and in feeling the safety and security with all these strangers and people to go forth and do these things. As I look back, I see why a lot of these things worked best for my good, that I wasn't picked and didn't go that way. And you know what? I felt bad in life for a long time because I really didn't have much. Right now, I don't have much, but I have so much, okay? As far as material things in this life, but I have so much within me and even in my home. Everything in here I'm grateful for, in my apartment, everything. Okay, I have the things that I need. And there's going to come a time that my spiritual essence and the vibrancy of it, my human life here, is all going to match and come together. So anyway, she would tell me, I've done all these things. I do these horrific things to you. And I would sit there when she was crying. I would wipe her tears. I would hug her. I would comfort her, because that was the love of God that I realized that was within me, that I chose, okay? Instead of hate and anger and hurt and, things of that sort, okay? And seeing her in that position, hurting her back or doing things to her that would make her hurt anymore. All I saw was hurt and pain, which is what I was in. So how in the world am I going to hurt you back when you're at this vulnerable place? She would ask me, how could you love me? And the same God that you sent me to church for, I would explain to her why. She heard it, but for some reason she couldn't fully receive it and comprehend it within herself for it to make a change and a difference in her life. She wasn't able to get to the place that I've been able to get to in life. She had varicose veins and she would suffer. Her kids weren't there. Her kids didn't understand, even though she had adopted me and they were very angry about it. They didn't decide to be greater beings and understand who she was and realize, even though I was there, I was the one that was neglected and abused. How in the world could you not see that you got everything? You got her love. Her whole life was dedicated to her children, who are doing very well in life, by the way. Thank you very much. Okay. That's a whole nother story. And I would explain to her why. But yet, you know, when those times, those beautiful times that her children don't even know to this day that we had, the essence of the Spirit and the essence and the eminence and the presence of God that was there was so beautiful. And I have these type of encounters with people often, okay? This is not uncommon for my life. Okay, and she would ask me, how could you do these things? How could you love me? How could you care for me and care about me? So what I realized, and it was funny as a kid, I'm sitting here trying to understand all this. She knows what she's doing. She is literally conscious of what she's doing. Okay, I couldn't put any of it together, but I was like, whoa, but wait a minute, you send me to church. You talk about this God all the time. Her brother who played the organ, every God, this God, that, Jesus, this, the Bible, that, da-da-da-da-da. And what I've realized over time, the Spirit of God can rest and be within you, but that doesn't mean humanly that you are totally aligned with that majesty that exists. It's up to people to align themselves in totality to the best of their ability in its existence and in your existence. She wasn't capable of doing that. And the kids, I don't know how how in the world do you miss it? I'm just saying, it caused so much dissension in their lives. So much dissension when it didn't have to be that way. They could have had better communications. And the other thing is, why didn't any of them help her to be a better person instead of abusing her and hurting her? Okay, I've been through that. Trust me, in my own bloodline. You just don't know. You have no idea, okay? Just hurting and abusing. Why didn't any of them step up to help her? I didn't see any of that, and I was there in the house. I always saw the dissension, the hate, the anger. So if she showed me any kind of kindness or love or anything like that, then she would get tormented and tortured literally to the birthright of her being from them. I think it's just disturbing, absolutely disturbing. Okay, so my time is coming up. You know, I don't like to go over an hour, but I will come back and I will share more with you. And these stories of the story, which is true, of my journey, and there's so much within me to come out and share with you. I will continue to share. And if you have a story, tell your story. If you have overcome, tell it. I know that it might be frightening, it might be scary, and the whole world can see it. And guess what? Oh, well, enjoy. That's for the negatives that are out there. So be it, because they're always going to be there. But know exactly who and what you are, and know the foundation that you have created for yourself, and that creator has helped you to create. Even though my foundation was shattered so many times, it was rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt, which means I stepped in continually into the greatest pristine part of myself that exists as not a human, but as a human, okay? Know that you are loved, you are cared for, and you are cared about. You in your life and your birth is not in vain, okay? No matter what. Bye.